My son started coming home quiet. Said his friends were acting weird. I checked Instagram. Our neighbor had made a page, Subabian_snitch. Every post was about us. Wild child screams again, mom's car missing at 2 a.m., another Amazon package, guess who's in debt? My husband said. Ignore it. I reported it. Nothing happened. Then I found out who was behind it, her teen daughter. But she wasn't posting alone. Her mother was sending the captions. We left Cincinnati after 15 years. I'd had enough of broken elevators, loud neighbors, and cars getting towed for no reason. Mark, my husband, said we needed a fresh start. A place where our son, Jesse, could ride his bike without worrying about getting jumped or run over. We found a house in Westfield, Indiana. Quiet. Suburban. Looked like something out of a real estate brochure. 2-story, small front yard, the kind of street where people wave at each other even if they don't know your name. It was exactly what I wanted. The day we moved in, a few neighbors stopped by. One gave us banana bread. Another offered their lawnmower if we ever needed it. It felt too good to be true. Mark said I was just paranoid from the city. Maybe I was. Next door lived Cheryl and her daughter, Lexi. They didn't come over, but I introduced myself when I saw them outside. Cheryl smiled, but it was the kind of smile that doesn't reach your eyes. She had long blonde hair, French manicure, always wore some kind of expensive gym gear even if she wasn't going anywhere. Lexi looked about 15, maybe 16. Phone glued to her face, barely looked up when I said hi. Still, I thought nothing of it. Not everyone's warm. That's fine. Jesse was 13. In that weird stage between being a kid and being a teenager. Sweet, but a little awkward. He made some friends quick. Tyler from 2 houses down, Malik from the corner, and a girl named Grace who lived across the street. They hung out on our driveway a lot. Played basketball, sat around with sodas, cracked jokes. Normal stuff. Then something changed. I noticed it one Saturday. Jesse had been at a sleepover at Tyler's, but he came home around 10 a.m. I asked how it went. He said it was fine, but he barely looked at me. Went straight to his room. No smile. No. Can I have waffles? Over the next few days he barely spoke. I'd ask what was wrong. He'd say, nothing. I asked if the other kids were mean. He said, they're just acting weird. That was it. I figured maybe it was a phase. Puberty. Hormones. Who knows? Then one night, I walked past his room and saw him scrolling on his phone. He didn't notice me watching. I saw this Instagram page open. He was just staring at it. I could tell it bothered him. I memorized the handle. At Subabian_snitch, I looked it up on my phone later that night. Private account. I requested to follow and used a burner account I had for work. They accepted me the next morning. That's when I saw the posts. One photo showed our house. Our trash bins were on the curb. 14B gets another delivery. Probably hiding the debt with a smile. Another was a photo of Jesse's bike tipped over on our lawn. Wild child strikes again. Is that yelling I hear? Then there was a picture of me pulling out of the driveway at night. Taken from behind a bush or across the street. Where's she going at 2 a.m.? Trouble in paradise? I stopped breathing for a second. These weren't jokes. These weren't memes. These were attacks. I scrolled more. Nearly half the posts were about us. Our packages. Our car. Our yard. Our kid. I showed Mark. He shrugged. It's just a stupid account. He said. Probably some bored teen. Just ignore it. No. This was different. Whoever was posting these pictures was watching us. Constantly. That night, I sat on my couch with all the lights off and looked across the street. I looked at every house. Every window. Someone had their eyes on us. I started reporting the posts. Every single one that mentioned us. I got nothing but automated replies. This content does not violate our guidelines. Bull. Shit. I stopped sleeping well. Jesse got even quieter. He stopped inviting his friends over. He barely went outside. One day, he told me he heard kids at school laughing about a post with our trash cans. Tyler and Grace, the kids who used to be at our place every other day, had started whispering when he walked into the cafeteria. He was humiliated. My son. My kid who had never hurt anyone. I started watching the page every day. I made a spreadsheet, date, time, what the post showed, who was in it. I noticed a pattern. A lot of the pictures were taken in the early mornings, or late evenings. When Jesse was home. When Mark was at work. when I was outside in my robe picking up the paper or dragging out the trash. Then one night, a post went up at 9:14 p.m. It showed Jesse sitting on our front porch talking to our mailman. He was sick that day, home from school. The angle of the photo, it was shot from across the driveway, like someone stood at a window and zoomed in. The caption? Mailman therapy for the wild child. Hope he takes insurance. My blood went cold. Only one person had that view, Cheryl. Her house had a front window that faced ours, right at the angle the photo was taken. And that caption, it sounded like something she would say. Not Lexi. It wasn't how teens talk. It was smug. Passive-aggressive. Fake funny. Like the kind of thing Cheryl said at the HOA meeting when she made a joke about someone's Halloween decorations looking trashy. That's when it hit me. Lexi was posting the photos. But Cheryl was feeding her the captions. That meant an adult woman, my neighbor, was using her daughter to bully my family. Publicly. Daily. On purpose. I stared at my ceiling until 4 a.m. that night. My husband still said, "Drop it." My son barely talked. The school didn't care. Instagram didn't care. But I was done staying quiet. I was going to find proof. And then I was going to make sure everyone knew who Cheryl really was. I started small. I borrowed a set of binoculars from a neighbor. Said Jesse was doing a birdwatching project for school. I waited until the right moment. Every time a new post went up, I checked the time. Then I looked out my window. I watched their house. I kept notes. Cheryl was almost always home when something got posted. Sometimes I saw her walk into Lexi's room with her phone in hand. 10 minutes later, a new caption would pop up. Same style. Same voice. Then came the break I needed. It was a Thursday afternoon. I was working from home, watching their house like usual. Jesse was sitting on the porch doing his homework. A few minutes later, Cheryl walked out onto her lawn pretending to water the same damn patch of grass she always focused on. She pointed her phone up, real quick, then walked back inside. 10 minutes later, the Instagram page posted. Homework or court-mandated therapy assignment? Wild Child 14B strikes again. This time, I screen recorded everything. I caught the exact time of the post, the footage of Cheryl outside, the angle matching the picture. Then I did something petty. I commented on the post from my burner account. Crazy how this exact angle matches your front yard, huh, Cheryl? The post got deleted 5 minutes later. That's when I knew for sure, I had them cornered. I started printing the posts. Every one of them. I put together a binder, with photos, timestamps, and notes showing how the view matched their windows. I circled reflections in windows. Cheryl's car in the background. Even a post where she was clearly visible in the mirror on the side of our house. Then I emailed the school principal. Attached everything. I said I wasn't trying to ruin a kid's life, but that I was done watching my son get bullied while adults played dumb. The next day, Lexi got pulled from class. Cheryl showed up at school. She made a scene, apparently. Said her daughter was being harassed, said people were spreading lies, and jealous of their success. That same afternoon, I got a letter in our mailbox. No envelope. Just folded paper. Careful how far you want to go with this. Some things are better left alone. No signature. I showed it to Mark. His face changed. Are you saying she threatened you? He asked. I think she's scared. I said. Which means I'm close. He didn't say ignore it this time. That weekend, I went a step further. I made a Google Drive with all the screenshots and evidence. I emailed it to every parent whose kid followed that Instagram page. I posted it in the neighborhood Facebook group. Within hours, the page went down. But that wasn't enough. See, I knew something else. I'd overheard Cheryl brag to another neighbor a month ago that she'd just gotten approved as a local parent mentor for a school leadership group. She'd be giving talks to other parents. Representing good values. I sent my packet to the school board. No letter. No threats. Just the evidence. The truth. The fallout started fast. They pulled her from the mentoring role. The HOA called an emergency meeting. Parents started messaging me, thanking me for saying what they'd all been too afraid to say. But Cheryl? She came to my door. She knocked like she owned the place. 3 hard bangs. Not fast, not frantic. Just confident. Like she didn't think for a second I wouldn't open the door. I didn't want to, but I wasn't scared of her anymore. I opened it. She stood there in yoga pants, sunglasses on even though it was cloudy, holding a Starbucks cup like she was on her way to Pilates. No hello. No smile. You really want to do this? She asked. I didn't answer. She took her sunglasses off. Her eyes were cold. Mean. Like she wasn't pretending anymore. You made my daughter cry, she said. You humiliated us. I stared at her. You stalked my family. You let your daughter post pictures of my child. She didn't mean harm. Cheryl snapped. It was a joke. Kid's joke. You helped her, I said. Those captions were yours. Her jaw tightened. She didn't deny it. It's over, I said. The page is gone. People know. Just stay away from my family. She shook her head like I was the one who'd done something wrong. Your son's not innocent either, she said, stepping a little closer. You think I don't know what he said about Lexi at school? I blinked. What? He called her a freak. Told people she was obsessed with him. That hit me in the stomach. He didn't even talk to her. He barely knows her. Oh, please, she scoffed. Teenagers don't tell their mom everything. Maybe check your golden boy before playing victim. I felt my hands ball into fists. But then something else clicked. Her anger. It wasn't just about me exposing the page. It was deeper. She wasn't defending Lexi. She was embarrassed. Because I'd shown people who she really was. I stepped out onto the porch. She backed up a little. Let me make this clear, I said. If you or your daughter say one more thing about my kid, if I see one more photo, if I get so much as a weird glance from your house, I'll go straight to the police. I'll file for harassment. I'll get a restraining order. I will make you the example. She stared at me. Her mouth opened like she was about to say something smart. Then she turned around and walked off. I thought that was the end. But 2 days later, Jesse came home from school and slammed his backpack on the floor. His face was red. I asked what happened. They posted a new page, he said. Different name. Same crap. But now it's not private. I opened Instagram. The new handle was at @cul-de-sac_truths. First post? A picture of Jesse at school. Eating lunch. Alone. Sad little prince of 14B. No friends left to lie to. I sat down. This wasn't over. This was a game to her now. And if she wanted war, I was going to give her one she wouldn't forget. I didn't sleep that night. I stayed up scrolling that new page, post after post, feeling like I was going to throw up. She wasn't just posting about Jesse now. She was posting about me again too. Dead queen drives off in mystery car, wonder what she tells the hubby. Amazon addiction continues. 5 boxes today. Therapy not included. The captions were meaner. Nastier. And the photos, more invasive. One of them was me in my bathrobe on our porch. Another was Jesse walking home from the bus, shoulders hunched, looking at the ground. But the thing that pushed me over the edge? There was a video. It was Jesse getting bumped in the school hallway. A boy knocked into him, and Jesse dropped his books. No one helped him. He just picked everything up while people walked around him. The caption said, King of 14B still can't find a spine. I stood in our kitchen shaking. Hands on the counter. Teeth clenched. She had crossed the line. Posting things from school? That meant she, or someone, was working with kids inside the school. Lexi couldn't be the only one helping now. This was organized. Strategic. A bullying campaign. Mark finally snapped when he saw that video. He didn't say, let it go. This time. He didn't say, kids will be kids. He said, we're calling a lawyer. But I had a better idea. I called someone I used to work with. A woman named Rachel, who now worked in digital investigations. She wasn't law enforcement, but she knew people. She knew how to trace IPs, accounts, patterns. She owed me a favor. I sent her both Instagram handles. Every post. Screenshots. I even sent her the video of Jesse in the hallway. A week later, she called me back. They're sloppy, she said. The second account is still being managed by the same device that managed the first one. Same phone. Same IP address. There's no question. It's coming from Cheryl's house. But here's where it gets interesting. I sat up straighter. There are 2 devices posting. Rachel said. The original one, the teen's phone. But now a second one's doing more of the heavy lifting. Tablet. Probably the mom's. She paused. And the school video? That didn't come from inside the school. It came from an airdrop someone accepted. One of Lexi's friends recorded it, then sent it to the tablet. So Cheryl had started recruiting kids. This woman was turning other children into flying monkeys, using them to humiliate my son. This wasn't just cruel. It was dangerous. I printed everything. The new account. The video. The tech data Rachel gave me. I walked into Jessie's school the next morning and demanded a meeting with the principal, the guidance counselor, and the school district superintendent. I laid it all out. The room went quiet. The superintendent, an older man who clearly hadn't expected to deal with a suburban Instagram bullying ring, finally said, "We'll investigate immediately." "No," I said. "You don't get to start now. You're going to call every parent of every child tagged or followed in those accounts. You're going to suspend Lexi and the kids sending her videos. And you're going to report this to the police." They tried to downplay it. "But Lexi's only 15. I cut them off. "Then maybe her mother can go to jail in her place." They didn't argue after that. But Cheryl? She did something worse. That night, she rang my doorbell again. But this time, she wasn't alone. She was standing on my porch with her husband. I'd only seen him a handful of times before, usually late at night, coming home from what I assumed was work. He looked tired. Worn down. But now, he looked pissed. Not at me. At her. Cheryl's arms were crossed. She tried to speak first, but her husband cut her off. "I want to talk to you," he said to me. "Just you. Please." I stepped outside, closed the door behind me. "She told me what's been going on," he said. "She left out a lot. But your email. I saw the page. The second one. The video of your son." He shook his head. "Jesus Christ." Cheryl looked away, arms still crossed, lips tight. Not smug anymore. Just scared. "I want you to know," he said. "I didn't know. I've been working late, I don't check Instagram. I thought the first page was just teenage drama." "She told me you were overreacting." He looked at her then. She lied. I stayed quiet. "She dragged our daughter into this," he went on. "Let her post pictures of your son, made fun of you like it was a game. And now she's under investigation at the school district. They're talking about pressing charges. Civil suit. Harassment. Online stalking." Cheryl finally snapped. "This whole thing has been blown out of proportion. I didn't do anything. I was just—" "You coached our daughter to harass a 13-year-old boy." He barked at her. "You had her record him, post about their family, turn other kids against him. I didn't make her, you encouraged it," he said. "You laughed. You wrote half the captions. You enjoyed it." Her voice cracked. "They started it. That boy was calling Lexi names. He made her cry. I finally spoke. He didn't even know her. He was being iced out by her friends. They were laughing at him, posting about him, making him scared to leave the house. He's had stomach pains for weeks. I've been up all night watching your house, praying it wasn't you. But it was." Her husband looked at her, disgusted. "I want you to know," he said to me. "I've already called a lawyer. Lexi's going to therapy. And I've filed for separation." Cheryl's eyes widened. "You can't be serious." He ignored her. "I'll do whatever I can to help clean this up," he said to me. "You deserve peace. Your son deserves peace. And if the school or police decide to press charges, I won't protect her." I nodded. "I don't need revenge anymore. I just need it to stop." He left with her still standing on my porch. I didn't say goodbye. 2 weeks later, the school held an assembly. The principal spoke about cyberbullying. They didn't name names. But every student knew. Lexi transferred to another school. Quietly. A few of the kids who helped her got suspended. Jessie started speaking again. Slowly. "He's not the same. He probably won't be for a long time. But the silence is gone. We're getting there." As for Cheryl? The neighborhood knows now. Every mom in the cul-de-sac saw the screenshots. The Facebook post I made got shared over 400 times in local groups. She can't show her face without someone crossing the street. I don't smile when I see her anymore. But I sleep. And for the first time in a long time, so does my son.